As we all know, or may not know, there are three factors that affect the success of IVF. These factors are good womb, good sperm, and quality eggs. At the point of review with the doctor, if any of this is lacking, the doctor mentions or introduces you to the third party IVF, which is in form of a donor egg, donor sperm, or surrogacy, as the case may be. Today I will be talking to us about egg donation, donor egg. Who are egg donors? Egg donors are brave young girls who have voluntarily and willingly brought out themselves to donate their eggs to help you, the mothers, achieve the dream of a child. How do we get these donors? We don't just pick these girls from the tree. They are not fruits we pluck from the tree. We get them from registered agencies. When they send this girl in, we make them go through our criteria to make sure they are fit to donate. What are these criteria? We'll look at their age, which should be between 21 to 29 years. We look at their BMI. They shouldn't be too big. Should be between 19 to 24 kg per meter square. We'll look at their genotype. At this point, we assess them even physically and mentally. They have to be healthy physically and also mentally sound. We look at their educational background to be sure they are sound also. They must have an excellent family background. We look at all this. Then we proceed to the point where we check for if there is any abnormalities with their reproductive organs. That's why when they come in, we take them for scan to check that their ovaries are intact. A donor must have 2 ovaries in her reproductive organ. Apart from that, we also take their blood to check for infectious diseases, to be sure they are free of infections. For us to consider a donor, the donor must have the genotype AA. So there are so many of them that come in. They are very fertile, but the fact that they are AS disqualifies them. They can't help even when they want to. So when we make them go through these criteria and they are fit, they are qualified to be a donor, then we'll bring in the client's preferences into perspective. We start the process of pairing. At this point, we'll pair the donor to the client according to what the client's preference is. This process will take about a month or 2. These are the process we make them go through so that we make sure we're giving you the best. When we pair these clients with the donors, we want the client and the donor to bleed around the same time. As you're going through your own treatment, priming your womb, the donors are taking injections for your sake. The process of egg donation is not easy. It's actually tasking. We don't pay egg donors, we only compensate them for their time and for the stress they go through, visiting the clinic daily just to help a woman or a couple achieve their dream of a child. Also, we have the donor sperm. This donor sperm comes into play when the man, at the point of review, if the doctor discovers that the husband of the couple coming for IVF, the sperm is not very optimal and would need assistance from a young guy, we would also bring in a donor sperm. That's also a third party. In a case where the woman is unable to carry her baby herself, she will need the services of a surrogate mother. A surrogate mother must be a mother, meaning she must have had a child. A surrogacy IVF we do here in Androcare, but we also get these surrogates from registered agencies. They must be between the ages of 21 also to 35. They must be free of infectious diseases, so we screen them to be sure they don't have any of this. Their genotype is not important because the child does not carry their gene. They only bring their womb for the baby to grow in. We take the surrogate to the theater to check for any abnormality in her womb, as against what we do for the donors. The donors were concentrating on their ovaries, while the surrogates were interested in their womb, their uterus. we do a procedure called the sonohysterogram on their uterus to rule out for any pathological effects. When we are sure the surrogate is free of anything that would hinder the implantation of a child or that would be a problem for the baby to implant, the surrogate then gets disqualified. So we make them go through this process just for what? To give you the best, to make sure you're getting the best of the donor egg, the best of the surrogate, the best of the donor sperm.